In a pleasant affairs at its headquarters in Wilberforce Village, Africell Sierra Leone commemorates the International Women's Day with fervor and purpose. The event under the theme Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress serve as a space for empowerment, unifying influential women and esteemed figures to advocate and reaffirm their commitment to gender equality and women's advancement. The Deputy Commissioner of Labour, Chilibel Francis Camara, highlighted the significance of workers' rights and employees' obligation within Sierra Leone's labour law in his statement. He called for further discourse on labour issues in the future. The Assistant Director of the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, Madam Hannah Lahai Robinson, emphasized the celebration of women's achievements and breaking down barriers to gender equality, including access to finance and increase of female representation in the workforce.
Overall, it is a day of celebration, advocacy, and solidarity, a time to reflect on the successes and raise awareness on gender equality. In the past decade or two, governments and its partners had worked assiduously to enact the minimum 30% representation of either gender in all walks of life. This came into fusion in 2022 with the enactment of the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act, in short, GEWE Act. It is an act that seeks to address the gender imbalances by making provision for increased appointments of women to decision-making positions and structures so as to achieve at least 30% representation for the promotion of gender equality and employment and training, to provide for the implementation of gender mainstreaming and budgeting.
Ichena Eloni, Senior Human Rights Advisor at the United Nations, urged attitudinal change and assertiveness to overcome social challenges hindering women's progress.
If we look at the theme for today, I would want to rephrase it. The theme says, invest in women to accelerate development, accelerate progress. I want to reverse it because we are dealing with Shadi, whose interest is in profit. I would say that we can only accelerate profit, accelerate progress if we invest in women. And this is fundamentally has been proven everywhere in the world. And I want to recognize the potentials, the huge potentials in women. As an academic, I appreciate that several women beat me in classes. In secondary school, I had women that beat me hands down. At the university, women beat me hands down. At the master's level, the same. At the PhD level, the same. But today, if I look backwards, I see those intelligent women not realizing their full potentials. And the question is, why? Why? Why are intelligent, gifted women not able to progress 15 years, 10 years after leaving school? Those are systemic systems that we all have to look at as we invest and promote the fact that women should reach their potentials. On behalf of the UN in Sierra Leone, we want to commit to our support to the implementation of the GEWE Act, which the colleague from the Ministry of Gender already emphasized.
Shadi, the managing director of Africell Sierra Leone, stated that they are fully committed to women's empowerment and are determined to exceed the government quota for women in management by targeting 50%.
A lot of women excel better at schools and universities because the rules are written. Everybody knows what they are. We make the transition into the workplace and then men take over, right? And then they make it uncomfortable and they make it positive for men more than it is for women. And that's why most of your colleagues, you have gone way ahead of them when it was the other way around during this. And similar experiences growing up, right? Always, academically, women #1. We sit in the same class, we take the same tests, and they are better than us. We get to the workplace, a totally different story, right? What can we do to make things better? First, we need to understand that we are the same and women are better, right? So women contribute better to decision making. You know, they make sure that they are more efficient, they're more organized. When you have women at management level, you are able to achieve things. Men have capabilities as well, we're not saying they're not, but they are distracted by too many things sometimes. Football. Women distract. You know, when we were having the retreat this year, we were talking about the things that we're doing for women and how much we want to, try and make sure that we get to the 50-50 that Accents Bank are almost there. And then I saw some men frowning around the table and like, they're unhappy, you're doing too much for women, what about us? And I told them, society and history has been on your side for thousands of years. Yeah. Allow us...
Please, feel free to clap whenever.
Yeah. Allow us to reverse it now. Although we've signed to the Women's Empowerment Principle, but personally I don't like the name. It shouldn't be about empowerment. It should be about gender normalization, because it's a 50-50 society.
Madam Siala Williams from the International Labour Organization, ILO, emphasized Sierra Leone's long-standing membership in the organization, reflecting the country's unwavering commitment to upholding international labour convention. Highlight of the programs were a panel discussion by women from various sectors and walks of life, all in an effort to enlighten and advocate for women's rights in the country. For Star TV News in Freetown, I am George Elliott Sam reporting.